What is good, YouTube? Back with another video, back with another banger. As you've seen by the title and thumbnail, I'm going to be explaining to y'all things you should consider before buying a Dodge Charger RT. Let's get into it. All right, y'all, so number one will be gas. If y'all don't know, this is a 5.7 liter V8, so obviously gas is going to be a big problem. Not problem, but gas is going to be one thing you should probably consider, because if you don't want to spend too much on gas, then this isn't the car for you. Because you're going to be spending a good amount, but you're not going to be spending a crazy amount like if you were to get a Scat or a Cat. Roughly, I spend around maybe, give or take, $80 probably a week. Like I said, give or take, sometimes it could be $60 a week. But you're going to be spending more if you obviously going to be pushing this car all the time. If you're going to be pushing this car all the time, you're going to be spending a hella amount. I mean, I hear people say they spend $120 a week. And I'm all like, damn, how the fuck you spend $120 a week on gas? But number one would be gas. All right, number two is gonna be insurance. So insurance on this car is pretty crazy. And that's mainly because these cars are stolen a lot. So a lot of insurance companies do be like kind of timid on insuring this car. Or if they do, it's gonna be a hefty amount. For example, for me, I pay $500 a month for my insurance. I'm 21 years old and I live in Texas, full coverage, and I live in Houston. Mind that, I live in Houston, so that plays a big part on where you live too. So I pay about $500 a month. I hear people paying, before I was paying $700. So I went with Go Auto, got my insurance for $5, and that's pretty cheap compared to a lot of insurance quotes I was getting. At one moment, it was a company that wanted me to pay $1,800 a month, and I have no tickets whatsoever, no wrecks, no nothing. So when they told me $1,800, I said, yeah, y'all might be out your mind, bro. I think Progressive wanted me to pay like $1,200, so that was another hefty amount I needed to pay. So insurance, depending on your age, is going to be a big thing you should probably consider before buying this car. So number three is going to be maintenance. Maintenance on this car isn't too bad. You're gonna have your brakes, you're gonna have your oil change. My oil change, I go to the dealership and my oil changes cost me about $100 and no, not 100. It cost me about $90 for my oil change. Obviously, for maintenance, you could do it yourself. But maintenance on this car isn't too bad. So the maintenance, like, it's not gonna run you your pockets too much. If you do it yourself, you could probably save a good amount of money. I'm not a handyman, so I don't do anything myself. I just take it to the dealership and I pay the money. So I paid like $90 for my insurance, for my brakes. I'm probably gonna pay a guy $100 to change my brakes or something. And yeah, other than that, maintenance on this car isn't really too bad. It's required really low to no maintenance, damn near. As long as you're getting your oil changes and you just put in the correct gas in here, this car is reliable for me. Like, the car been reliable for me. I bought it at like 30,000 miles. I'm now at like 50, and it's still running good and all that. Obviously, I mean, the engine still isn't even broken yet. So I hear people that have 120,000 miles on their RT and they still say it works perfectly fine. So it's a pretty good, reliable car, and maintenance isn't too bad. So the fourth thing I would say to consider before buying this car is safety concerns. If you have a family or something like that, or like, I would say to watch out, bro, because to be on all 10s, because for sure there are people that look at these cars, no matter, they don't care what trim. I mean, mainly I would say if you had a Scat, you'd probably be a little bit more worried. But for example, they don't care. If they see a Charger, they on go. And that's why I say, like, the insurance companies, they usually be like, and because these are the top stolen cars. And so safety concerns is a big thing. And not safety concerns with people, even just people, not just people stealing, even with the cops. The cops look at these cars, and you got to watch everything too, because they try to pull you over for anything. I remember one time I was going like 80 or something like that. And mind you, I live in Texas. We all going 80 on the highway, but he chose to pull me over because obviously I have a Charger. Simple as that. And the car kind of dirty, but okay, y'all. So last and final concern I would say is horsepower tolerance. So you going in looking at these cars, you want a Scat, you want an RT, you want a Hellcat, just know horsepower tolerance plays a big deal, because these cars can get away from you pretty quick. The RTs, they're kind of easier to handle. compared to the Scats and the Cats, because those come with way more horsepower. So I would say starting off with RT is a pretty good deal, because you could learn how to handle the car a little better, learn how to just knowing how much to push on the gas and all that. Because I'm telling you, there'll be a lot of people that try to get these Scats and they try to spin and try to do crazy things, and they lose control of the car because there is a lot of horsepower. If you're coming from just a normal Ford Focus or Honda Civic that's not really pushing that much horsepower, that much torque, going into a big V8, bro, like you can lose control very quickly. And that's a big thing I think a lot of people don't think of, is horsepower tolerance is a big deal. And I say now I can handle the car a little better. I mean, now I can handle the car better than what I did when I first started, because I moved from V6 Mero to this, and then I saw the big difference easily. And then these cars are kind of big. Like, if you're gonna Charger, these cars are big, so you gotta know, like, you gotta know your limits on certain things, because these cars are humongous. And comparing my Camaro, the things I used to do in my Camaro to these, it's kind of like I gotta know like the size of this car. You know, it's a sedan. You feel me? But that would be the last and final thing I would say you should have to consider about buying one of these cars, the horsepower tolerance. I think that's going to be all for this video. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.